Hi everyone, and welcome to your pick a card for November 2021. I hope you're all doing so very well. I have another choose your own adventure, if you will. If you're new to pick a cards, I'll give you a brief rundown. I love these because they're truly a test of your intuition. I have divided these pick a cards this time with 3 piles, and I'm going to be doing live shuffling this time, and we're also going to be using the Astro Die, the pendulum, and oracle cards. I have 5 oracle cards that I'll be picking for you guys. So in pile 1 we have this beautiful galaxy amethyst ghoul or ghost. And in pile number 2, we have this clear quartz skull. In pile number 3, we have this beautiful aura alien. And so if you need more time to make your choice, please do pause this video, take deep breaths, no pressure. So whatever you see in your mind's eye, whether it is number 1, 2, or 3, or you're more attracted to a specific pile because of the crystal that I showed you, or because of the deck. If you're more attracted to the deck or the crystal or the number, that's pretty much what's going to help you decide. So with all that said, keep in mind that these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't let it take from you. And also, you're not bound by whatever it is that you hear. Keep in mind that I'm reading for a lot of people. So the beauty of tarot is that it helps us see the opportunities that lay ahead and the area of difficulty, but everything is workable, changeable, with a different perspective and with different energy. So with all that said, if you'd like to follow me on social media to see where and when I post new content on this channel, I invite you to follow me over on all social media under Triple Tarot. And if you'd like a private reading with me, you can click the link below this video, tripletarot.com. It is always there. You can see all my rates, availability, and with all that said, I'm gonna start with pile number 1. Hi, pile number 1. If you chose this deck and this beautiful galaxy amethyst ghost or ghoul, this is going to be your reading. We're going to be starting off with the tarot first, and then moving into the oracle, then the Astro Die, and lastly the pendulum. So if you have a yes or no question, now's the time to think it through before we get to the very end. So have that ready for when it's time. So let's see, for pile number 1, what's to come for this month of November 2021. For pile number 1, top 6 cards of the deck for pile number 1. What's to come for pile number 1? Okay, we're going to be taking that one. I wanted to volunteer for pile number 1. Top 5 of the deck, please, for pile number 1. What's to come for November for pile number 1? Okay. So we start off with this beautiful star. Then we have the 3 of Cups. Then we have the 10 of Cups. Then we have the Devil. The 7 of Swords. And to end us off, we have the Queen of Swords. So, my gosh, when it comes to communication, when it comes to having clarity, when it comes to networking, making new friends, having people come back from the past, and also being seen and being heard, more likely. For some of you, I do see you being very successful when it comes to letting go of a vice with the Devil, 7 of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is kind of like you have more of a hold on the situation. We have a lot of support for you throughout this month. You're going to feel a bit more like you have a network, good people around you. Perhaps for some of you, reconnecting with people from the past. there is an offer for some of you. I'm taking the star. Normally, I don't take the star as an offer, but that's what I'm being called to say, is that it's an offer from a friend that you know from the past. For some of you, this person could have been a little bit either negative or toxic, but maybe it's because there was like some either confusion for some of you in its most negative form. It could be lies, deceit, deception. But mostly I'm just seeing that there was a guarded energy and kind of like a obsessiveness is really what I'm getting mostly. But I'm seeing communication coming from this person towards you on whether or not you want a new beginning with this person, because the Queen of Blades in this deck and the Star are really giving me ace energy, especially with the drawing. So communication opens up an opportunity to be heard and be understood, either from this person to you or vice versa. So I am definitely getting this sense that it's kind of like somebody that haunted you, and maybe that's why we got this ghoul or this ghost, someone that comes from the past, like just comes back to be revealed or to be revisited in some kind of way. But I am seeing a lot of healing for you and this person. Whether you choose to have them in your life or not, that is up to you. And it's mostly just so that you can let bygones be bygones, and so that energetically you can be clear. Additionally, besides people from the past, I am seeing kind of like a renewal or a deepening of a connection that you have in your life currently. This is somebody that has been around in your life for a long time. So this could be a friend, family member, a coworker, a neighbor. I am not really getting love in this sense. I am mostly seeing somebody that can help you deal with a situation that felt either toxic or negative or difficult. And this person is going to give you a different perspective so that you can see clearly on how to advance. So maybe for some of you, it could be this person, this little ghoul that comes back from the past to haunt you, and you can lean on a friend or a group of friends, because the 3 here indicates a friend, especially next to the star. That is a representation of Aquarius, and Aquarius is the 11th house in traditional astrology. So that talks about networks and people that we know, groups, and social settings, clubs that we belong to. So I am seeing a lot of emotional support, should you need it, to navigate something that maybe felt negative or toxic in nature. But I am seeing you reclaim your power at this time, finding your voice, being heard. For my pile ones that have anything to do with your communication, so public speaking, your voice, if you're a singer, if you're a motivational coach, for example, you are a psychiatrist, psychologist, I just see that you're going to be able to be quite impactful and really kind of like read between the lines at this time. You're going to be, it's not so much clairvoyance, but I'm just seeing that you can sense people's true intentions at this time. So let's pick a couple of cards from the Witch's deck. Which is Wisdom. It's a new deck for me. I'm really loving its energy. And because we are in spooky season, I thought it would be very apropos. So let's see. For pile number 1, 2 cards, please. For pile number 1. We have Familiar Guardian, and then we have Fire Passion. Oh, okay. So if definitely you had maybe a relationship with this person from the past, if that is applicable to you, I do see kind of like a reigniting of the flame, especially with the devil energy and fire. There's still a lot that was unsaid, and this is kind of like your opportunity to either feel understood, like we were saying before, but also kind of reigniting your flame. So even if you don't want them back in your life, it's going to be kind of like a boost of your ego, if you will. I am seeing a lot of protective energy from your close knit circle, your ultra VIPs, if you will, your families, your friends, and especially for some of you that have a pet, I am seeing a lot of protection at this time. And the galaxy amethyst here, this crystal, does talk about protection. So I am not shocked in the least to get this message, and also this kind of sense of clairvoyance, because amethyst is known for that as well. So I am seeing kind of senses being heightened and you feeling more alive at the end of the month, either because of this situation that or toxicity, or it's kind of like confronting a fear. You're going to recognize how fearless you are at this time and just how much you've grown. Sometimes when we are faced with something from the past that gave us trouble, or maybe didn't align with our soul's purpose, when we have finally healed from it, it's kind of like they can't pull us back to the toxicity, because we're going to be kind of repelled by it. So for some of you, I do see you kind of like cutting that cord. But even if you do cut the cord, or you let this person back in your life, whatever it is and however it manifests for you, whatever you choose, the fire element does say that it kind of sets you free and gives you that kind of boost of the ego. And I see more creativity towards the end of the month for you. So now from the Mnology deck, let's get a couple of cards for pile number 1 for the month of November. For pile number 1. Okay. We have be bold and make the first move, and nothing is yet set in stone. Just like I was telling you guys before, all of these readings are definitely not set in stone. You're not bound by whatever it is that you hear, and you have the choice to either let this person in or let them go. But I do see it kind of like for good. If you let them go, it's for good, definitely. And be bold and make the first move. It's kind of inviting you to take the lead and not wait for either seeing what this person's true motives are, or kind of tiptoeing around or beating around the bush. It's kind of like all systems go, especially with fire. I'm seeing a very feisty energy, protective energy, and releasing of anything that felt toxic to you at this time. So now let's see the area of opportunity from my spell cards. Area of opportunity for pile number 1. We have organization. So definitely being very efficient, methodical at this time, kind of removed from your emotions when it comes to a choice at this time is going to be your best bet. Because the Queen of Swords it's not that she doesn't feel her feelings, she definitely does, but she goes by logic, by what actually makes sense. She sees things objectively is what I'm getting. So if something doesn't kind of have a purpose for you in your life, if something doesn't feel like it's not that it's easy, but that you feel in flow, that you feel balanced, because we have a 6 here that talks about balance right in the center, and something that doesn't make you feel whole. That's the message that I'm getting. It's time to release it. It's time to let it go and be the first person to do so. You're kind of being invited with the Queen and the Devil here to take control, to take the lead. And now the area of difficulty with the Dark Mirror Oracle deck. For pile number 1, what's the area of difficulty or shadow that we must combat? We have anger and chains. Okay, so definitely something was kind of toxic to you in the past with the energy of the Devil here. So this is kind of like reclaiming your power and kind of letting bygones be bygones and letting the past be the past, so that you don't have to feel kind of bound and weighed down by this energy it's receding. And for some of you, it could just be cord cutting, and it might not even manifest as a person that's actually literally coming back from the past, but it could just be thoughts of the past. Maybe there's someone that did you wrong, or a situation where you felt like you weren't heard, you weren't seen, you weren't understood. Now's the time to release it, to let it go. I am seeing this image here of the lion, and this is giving me Leo energy, especially with the fire. So try not to be too stubborn. Try to see the situation for what it is, for what it truly is, objectively. You have support here if you have trouble seeing through this fear or darkness or toxicity that you have to cut and remove from your life. I see support from you should you need it at this time, but definitely anger and anything that you felt chained to, because the devil is that kind of energy where we have given our power consciously or subconsciously. It's kind of finding and reclaiming your own power, your own voice at this time. And with all that said, let's do the Astro Die. Messages for pile number 1 for the month of November. Okay, so we have Taurus. So this is giving me kind of like inflexible vibes because Taurus is known for being really stubborn, and I'm getting this kind of energy, stubborn energy from this lion over here. So try to go with the flow at this time. I am seeing expansion. Once you let go of the situation, this is also Leo energy, the 5th house, but it's also creativity. So like I said, for those of you that are creative or use your voice in some sort of way, written or verbal, they're both included here. I do see you being able to be seen, especially by the masses. With Uranus also talks about curveballs. So like I said, it's like someone that's like haunts your memory, comes out of nowhere because Uranus deals with that, but also it could be someone that's been haunting you online. So just been looking at your social media. So kind of like someone that either you ghosted or ghosted you is coming back from the dead. So now let's go into the pendulum. Do you have your question ready? If you don't, pause this video, formulate it. Take deep breaths, and once you know what you want to ask, we'll see if it's a yes or no for you. I do want to just reiterate that you're not bound to whatever it is that you hear. If you don't like the outcome, some subtle changes could help you get there. So let's see. Is it a yes or no for pile number 1? It's a yes, but it's a faint yes. It's a faint yes, but it's still a yes. So what I'm being called to say is that you guys need to be a little bit clearer with what it is that you're asking. Either you don't have all the information yet, or you need to get a little bit more organized with this area of opportunity that we had before. There's something that you're not seeing as clearly as you could. There's more information that's going to be revealed to you, but it's still a yes. All right, pile number 1, that is what I have for you when it comes to what's in store for this month of November 2021. I hope that it's a great one for you. I want to thank you for your time, for your visit, and I'm wishing you a beautiful and fruitful November. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose this deck and this beautiful clear quartz skull, this is going to be your reading for what's to come for you or manifest for you in November. I do always want to have that disclaimer that you're not bound to whatever it is that you hear. In this deck, I am taking reversals. So you're the only one of the piles that's going to get reversals at this time. So we'll see what manifests for you. So let's see what's to come for pile number 2 for the month of November 2021. What's going to happen? What's going to manifest? For pile number 2, I'm going to be taking 6 cards at the top of the deck. 6 cards at the top of the deck for pile number 2 for the month of November 2021. Okay, to start us off, we have the Fool. Love that. We have the 6 of Swords in reverse. Then we have the 10 of Cups. Love that. We have the 5 of Wands. The Queen of Swords reversed, and the 10 of Wands. Okay, so right away, what I'm getting from you guys, it's time to put yourself first. I know that some of you might be a little bit iffy when it comes to new things. or having to overthink a situation that feels too new, or like you don't have all the info, or like it's kind of like you want to do a wait and see, but the energy's like, no, the time to move is now. You have 2 tens, which talk about completions, and you have the Fool card, which is card literally number 0, which is the one that takes the journey in the tarot. It's the first card of the major arcana. And it's the only major arcana that you have. So you definitely have more control at this time. But it's kind of like all your sword cards came reversed, the 6 and the Queen. So some of you might be overthinking it. And this 5 of Wands and the 10 of Wands to talk about taking action. And it's not like you don't have to think, but it's just don't overthink it, because now's the time to go for it. It's kind of like all systems go, and if you snooze, you will lose. So I don't want that to happen for you, because we do see a sense of fulfillment and joy and happiness, especially the 10 and the Fool. It's this energy of elevating spirit, elevating our emotional side, our creative side, feeling like we are whole, like we're complete. Especially for some of you, even though we didn't get any pentacles, it's kind of like feeling complete with the work that you do, with the road that you're in, the choices that you've made so far, but kind of like second guessing yourself at times. And the second guessing is what needs to be cleared. And that is definitely why we got this clear quartz here that can definitely help you see more clearly and not think so negatively, or just going over and over a situation, because it's kind of like at this time your answers aren't going to be coming from your mind. They're going to be coming through action and through what it is that you feel most resonates with you. What's in your heart? What is it that you want to see come to completion here with these 2 tens? You can definitely accomplish a lot. There's going to be a little bit of either competition or sassiness, either from your side or externally, with the 5 of Wands energy. In fact, I'm being called to just see a bit more of this 5 of Wands. And it's the 6 of Cups. So it's kind of like competing with either someone from your past or competing with yourself from whatever it is that you were able to create for yourself from the past. So like your past self, like, can I do better than what I did before? Or competing with someone, like I said, from the past. We have the 6 of Cups energy. So if you want to mitigate this energy of the 5, this kind of like, I'm really truly just getting competition from that card at this time. And the 6 is like, okay, if someone is a little too competitive, because friendly competition is okay. It's good. It can definitely fuel you. But if you take it too far, or other people take it too far, that's when it gets a little toxic. So with the 6, it's kind of like being gentle with yourself and being gentle with other people that maybe want what you have. And it's just kind of like channeling the energy of inspiration in a bad way, or like, it's just mischanneling it. So that's really what it is, because they want what you have, and instead of using you as a source of inspiration, they're using you as why them and not me. So that is what we want to cut out for you at this time. So we can't control other people, but we can control how we view a situation or how someone's acting towards us. So if you have someone that's competing with you, someone that is a little bit either unstable or wants to argue or just wants attention, it's really a projection of how they're feeling with themselves, a projection of their own insecurities. So try not to take that in too much, because these two are connected, they're together, and it could hamper your ability to see something through to the ends, because this is, like I said, completion. So you definitely can complete a project, or multiple projects for some of you, but you kind of have to let go of overthinking, but also this kind of like listening to the noise. That's really what I'm getting for you. And let's start with the Witch's Wisdom Oracle deck for you guys. 2 cards for pile number 2 for what's going to manifest for them in the month of November. Ooh, I got 2 right away. We have balance, love that, and responsibility with the High Priestess. You're going to have a lot of intuition at this time. Maybe that's why you were very drawn to the clear quartz. If you feel a lack of balance, the clear quartz definitely can help you regain balance. If you like working with crystals, otherwise, I definitely suggest, if you want to, because this is also an amplifier, if you want to center yourself, I really suggest clear smoky quartz as well, or using some Epsom salt baths or Palo Santo or sage. Those 2 can definitely help with regaining balance, meditation, yin yoga, however it resonates for you. But you have to have that kind of internal balance, inner peace, so that you are able to really push and overachieve is what I'm getting with this High Priestess, because I am seeing you feeling very connected to Source, to your higher self. Your guides are around you. That's what I'm getting with the High Priestess. And with responsibility, making sure that you have those boundaries and that you're not very reactive, because we can't control other people, but we definitely can control what we do about what other people say or how we deal with others, how we take it, essentially, is what I'm getting with this sense of responsibility. But the High Priestess or High Priest, however that resonates with you, I'm trying to stay gender neutral here. It is kind of like a knowing. Your answers, like I said, won't come from the mind, but they will come from your intuition, your connection with Source or Spirit, however it resonates for you. I'm very respectful of other people's belief systems. Now, with the Numerology deck, let's see what additional messages can come through for pile number 2. Okay. We have, you're very close to achieving your goal. Definitely. I am seeing completions here. We have that twice and now 3 times, but it's time to release negativity. Like I said, you guys, some people are going to be on your tail. Some people are going to be on your case. Some people are going to be pushing your buttons. Don't give in. Don't, level down, level up, because that's what the High Priest or High Priestess wants from you. And time to release negativity is this 5 of Wands, and overthinking this or having or operating from a place of lack or fear or insecurity, either from projections externally to you or internally. Some shadow work that you might have to do at this time, but definitely a lot of possibility for manifestation and achieving whatever it is that you want to set for yourself as a goal at this time. So the area of opportunity for pile number 2, area of opportunity for the month of November for pile number 2. Okay, we have wisdom, of course, with the High Priest or High Priestess. I am seeing you guys having that inner knowing. So sometimes we have naysayers or detractors because people just don't know what we know. We don't know why we know it, but we're just getting downloads, hits, however you want to call it. It's all the same thing. It's just that connection to Spirit, Source, God energy. It's just a sense of inner knowing. That's going to be your greater compass at this time. So it's not really opinions from others, even though you definitely can seek assistance from others at this time if you want, but your answers are really going to come from within, from your intuition, from your gut. Sometimes intuition gets confused with our emotions, and that's not what intuition really entails. Intuition is that first instinct, that inner voice that we all have. It's just that some of us have it more developed because we've worked on it a little bit more. So that your inner knowing is what's really going to push you forward to level up and get those manifestations that you are seeking at this time. So with the area of shadow or difficulty, obstacle at this time, let's see what that is for pile number 2, area of shadow or block. Okay, black flower fragrance. Black flower fragrance, that always comes up when we're dealing with people that are low vibrational with the Five of Wands, like we talked about. A lot of synergy in your cards. If you listen to the noise is going to envelop you, and it's going to feel a little bit more taxing to get to your goal. Because normally, the Ten of Wands, you see a figure that feels tired, that has all of these wands on their back, and they just can't seem to get that traction going. But in this image, I'm seeing you prosper. I'm seeing you kind of levitate above the noise, above the people that are low level frequency, above your own fears or the projections of others. But if you don't rise above, then I am seeing you being held back. And that is what we need to avoid at this time. Release that negativity with that full moon in Scorpio that we got for you, because the black flower fragrance always talks about attracting negativity to us if we fuel it, if we pay it attention. So whatever it is, however you channel your energy at this time, it's going to be very sensitive. With the high priest or high priestess, it's going to be like, you're going to be a magnet, essentially, is what I'm getting. So you got to be very careful with whom you engage with at this time. Make sure that the people that you are dealing with are aligned. Protect your energy, do Epsom salt baths. That would be really key for you to stop overthinking and stop feeding into either the negativity or the shadow aspects of either yourself, a situation, or other people. Now let's look at the Astro Die. What do they have to say for pile number 2 for the month of November? Okay. Oh my God. We have Taurus again. Pile number 1 got that. So if you felt drawn to pile number 1, I would suggest that you look at that, because it's kind of, for them, it was more like be flexible. But for you guys, it's more like stay in your lane. I'm getting that, especially with Aquarius. Do your own thing, because the 11th house denotes the sign of Aquarius, and Aquarius is like the lovable weirdo. They do their own thing, and for you, it's kind of like be stubborn in your vision, and you definitely will succeed with Venus here. So you guys can definitely be very prosperous. I didn't get any pentacle cards for you guys, but I don't worry about it, because if you want more abundance or more opportunity, it's here for you. Manifestations definitely can happen. The goddess of love and abundance is here blessing you at this time, but it's kind of like, can you stay in your own lane? Because if you do, then the outcome is very positive. If you don't, then it's kind of like you will be blocking your own blessing. So you just got to be a little bit more careful on how you choose to invest of yourself, your energy, and your heart space. And now for the final piece, we have the pendulum here. So if you have your question ready, it's a yes or no question. If you need more time, pause this video until you are ready. And I just want to remind you that you are not bound to whatever it is that you hear. With a change of energy and perspective, you can definitely get a different outcome. So now let's see what the pendulum says for right now, all things considered. If you stay in the path that you're in, is it a yes or no for pile number 2? Okay, it's indetermined. It's the first time that I've gotten an indetermined, I feel like, in my channel. So that means that it's not set in stone for you guys. You guys either need to change some things, change a little bit of course, not completely, but just revise some things to get a yes. Or if you wanted to get a no, well, then you still got to do some changes until that can manifest. But you definitely are very capable at this time with the wisdom and the high priestess. Essentially what I'm getting is that you definitely have what it takes to have that yes or that no, if you were hoping for a no. But you have to just change a couple of things, just some minor modifications, not a complete change of course. All right, pile number 2, that is where I'm going to leave you. I want to thank you for your time, and I'm hoping that you have a beautiful and blessed month of November. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, pile number 3. If you felt called towards this deck or this really interesting amethyst aura alien, alien head, then this is going to be your reading for what's in store for you for the month of November. So let's see. I love this deck. Let's see what's in store for you guys. I want to keep in mind that you're not bound to whatever it is that you hear. Everything is mutable and changeable, so not a fixed reality. And if you have a yes or no question that you like answered by the pendulum, I will be doing that at the end of your reading. So let's see what's in store for pile number 3 for the month of November 2021. For pile number 3, let's see what's in store for pile number 3. Okay. To start us off, we have the Knight of Chalices or Knight of Cups. Then we have the 3 of Cups. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the King of Wands. Holy heck. Then we have the Hermits. Okay. And to end us off, we have the Page of Wands. All right. So I'm seeing boss energy from this pile. I'm seeing like it's going to be very hard for other people to boss you around. It's not that you're going to be bossy at this time. It's just that you're going to be recognizing your worth and acting in kind. I am seeing your ability to turn creative projects and make them very profitable. I am seeing your inner wisdom guiding you. It's kind of like you have a very problem-solving energy. It's very light. It's very happy, dare I say, because we have the Knight of Cups and the 3 of Cups here with the King. It's kind of like the reason why good things are happening for you at this time is because of the inner work that you've done so far. So I want to congratulate all of you who chose this deck, because it's kind of like things are finally manifesting. You're finally getting traction on your dreams, on your goals, ambitions, and things that are tangible in nature. So this is concerning money matters. So if you have been investing, for example, if you're retired, or in the work front, if you are a working person at this time, or if you are a student, I do see you getting really good grades, especially with the beautiful wise man energy of the Hermit here. You guys are gonna be exceeding expectations. That's what I'm getting at this time. I love to see it. I chose this pile personally, so I am pleasantly surprised, to say the least. I also feel like you're gonna be able, for some of you, to either reconnect with your friends, especially if you haven't either sent out messages, because we get 2 pages, and pages denote communication towards your friends, investment. I just see more emotional investment, or you're giving them more of your time, your effort, your energy. It's kind of like you're focusing on the people that make you feel good, and you're gonna be making a lot of people feel good. I'm seeing a lot of attractive energy with these 2 beautiful King and Page of Wands. Is kind of like a naive energy, but in a good way, because it's kind of anchored by wisdom. So you're gonna be very appealing at this time, because you're gonna have like a kind of like a happy-go-lucky energy to you. So people are gonna be more attracted to be in your aura, but you're gonna have like a wisdom that's beyond your years. So regardless of how old you are, it's more of like the energy that I'm reading. So kind of like having fun, being in play, feeling connected to what it is that you do. And that's going to definitely attract more either business or connections or wealth or opportunity for you at this time. I love this. This spread is beautiful. I also love this deck. Hopefully the beauty lights here aren't totally flashing these cards to the point where you can admire like the gilded gold here that has the little foils in it. But I also do see you being able to connect with more people at this time. So whether it is that you also have a YouTube channel like I do, or you are meeting new people at work. I just see you kind of like being able to anchor these connections into either more prosperity, better opportunity, or more stability. It's just going to give you more stability in a tangible way, like finances or more clients, for example, or more work at the end of the day or later on in this year or this month even. But it's also kind of like, it's kind of boosting your self-esteem. You're going to be kind of feeling yourself. I love this energy. You're going to be feeling yourself and other people are going to be feeling you. I am seeing also that you could connect with a person that's going to be kind of like a guru to you, a guru or a mentor. A mentor here with the Hermit and the King of Wands. It's kind of like you can learn a lot from this person, either because they're going to communicate to you with the pages. They're going to be letting you know what the next steps would be good for you to take, or it's just simply like by observing, because I'm getting like, yeah, like you're observing people around you that are doing really good work, and you can learn a lot by just taking in what these people that are very good at what they do, they kind of taking notes. Yeah, that's essentially what I'm getting. For some of you that are single and open, I am seeing kind of like a friend wanting to be a bit more than that. If that is of interest to you, if you're single and looking, if you're not, then that is fine. I'm just seeing you being able to kind of deepen your existing friendships at this time. But I'm mostly kind of seeing that you're going to be focusing on a select few. It's not like all of your friends. It's mostly like at least three. That's what I'm getting. It's like the big three. Those are the ones that you're going to be more invested in at this time. All right, so let's see what we have from our first oracle deck, the Witch's Wisdom, for all of you that ask me month to month what decks I use. This is the Witch's Wisdom Tarot oracle deck, I mean. 2 cards for pile number 3. Okay, we have... Ooh, okay, I'm being called to pull an additional one. Okay, yes. Don't tell the other piles, but I felt like there's one more. There's one more. Okay, so homecoming. It's kind of like finally connecting with either the right people, with your existing connections. We have a spirit initiation. It's kind of like you're being pulled to do or be seen by more people. You're gonna be plucked from not necessarily obscurity, but you're gonna be selected at this time to showcase what you got. That's what I'm seeing. And with hand fasting and union, it's kind of like connecting with the right people at this time is definitely very possible. So like I said, if you are looking for love at this time, or you're looking for, I don't know, more friends at this time, you're going to be able to expand your circle of friends. Or if you have an existing partner, hand fasting union does talk about feeling more connected with your partner. I see more expressions of love, of kindness, of generosity with the king here. And it's kind of like you're oozing magnetism at this time. People are attracted to your energy or attracted to you physically. It could go both ways. And with the Moonology deck here, let's pull a couple cards for pile number 3 for what's in store for them the month of November. Ooh. Okay, we have, luck is on your side and step out of the comfort zone. Oh my, oh my. So it's kind of like, this is the winning pile. It's going to be hard for you guys to lose. It's going to be very hard for you guys to fail. You're setting yourself up for success with this beautiful energy that you are going to be having at this time, and stepping out of your comfort zone. Like I said, it's like, I'm really seeing a person having like the spotlight on them if this was a play, you being center stage, especially with the king being at the center position here. It's kind of like doing something that you've never done before. Some of you are going to be a little bit trepidatious with the energy of the hermit, and maybe with 2 pages here that talk about inexperience. But it's kind of like your beliefs or what you think of yourself is letting you feel like you don't have enough experience, but inside of you, you know you got it. You know you have more to give. You know you're ready. But it's kind of like now is the time. It's kind of like now or never for this pile. And just know that no matter what, you're going to land on your feet with luck is on your side, because we have a new moon in Sagittarius and the North Node. So you're going to be guided to what your soul wanted to learn at this time. It's kind of like, it's not do or die. It's kind of like do and win. Love that for you. Love that for us. I should include myself in this. And with the Oracle deck here, of the area of possibility from my spell cards. The area of possibility for pile number 3. What's the area of positivity, of possibilities, maximum possibilities? The area of light. Ooh, you guys are getting favored. I promise I'm not doing this consciously. They're just stuck together. So we have healing and best possible decision. Okay, pile number 3. Don't overthink it this time. Just do, because you're being guided toward a great outcome. So it's kind of like, I didn't get a great outcome as forecast from Numerology, but I don't have to, because I see it here. And it's kind of like healing wounds of the past, of limiting either ideas or behaviors that you had either from yourself or the society that you grew up in, or your family or friends, naysayers. It's kind of like you're going to be healing. I'm hearing ancestral wounds, but it could just be wounds from your childhood or some kind of trauma that prevented you from shining as brightly as you're going to be at this time. Sometimes a North Node can be a little bit uncomfortable, because it's kind of like the area of our lives that we've never done before. The South Node is what we're comfortable with because we've done it multiple times in past lives. If you believe in past lives, I'm very respectful of people's belief system, but it's mostly like what we're familiar with, what we're comfortable doing. And at this time, you're going to be pushed to do what you're not comfortable doing, but you're going to be landing on your feet because you got luck on your side. And it's kind of like homecoming. It's this sense of like, this is what I've wanted to do, but I wasn't able to do it before. But the stars are aligning for you guys to heal that kind of, it's not negativity, but it's kind of like that niggle, that negative self-talk, or that idea that's maybe cynical or pessimistic of maybe I can't really aim that high. Aim super high is what I'm getting with these 2, and best possible decision. Just put yourself out there, because when you do, you're going to be healing something that I really feel for you guys is, ancestral is what I heard. So it's something that it's either in your family lineage or something that is really rooted in your childhood. So I love to see that. I say childhood because I see pages, and pages denote, for me, childhood. So let's see the area of obstacle or shadow that you have to work through at this time for pile number 3. What's the area of shadow for pile number 3? Ooh, addicted. Okay, so don't get addicted to what was comfortable before. That kind of negative self-talk that we were talking about, that kind of like only seeing the dark or the gray, but never the light. Because if what I see here is beautiful, but of course, we're not all just light, right? We have light and shade. But if you try your best to always be like, oh, hey, I got the job of my dreams, but oh my God, I have to wake up at 3 a.m. now. Just do some minor adjustments. Maybe work out at night to be able to be tired enough so that you go to bed earlier, for example. It's kind of like just problem solving a situation, because number 11 here, I'm just seeing kind of like you feeling a little bit defeated to not be able to master something that mentally has been holding you back in the past. Because I'm seeing it, all of these swords, like the sword suit, which talk about limiting beliefs in this case, because it's kind of like crushing your soul, your spirit. But if you let this go and go towards healing, go towards the light, and not just focus on maybe I could have done this better, I could have been clearer. I'm seeing a little bit of like a perfectionism, negative self-talk, or projections from your family. Like I was seeing ancestral before. It's just letting that go. If you let that go, my gosh, this is going to be a great month for you. So now let's see, when it comes to the astro die for pile number 3 for the month of November, messages for pile number 3. Ooh, the first house of self, we have, Venus. So you're leveling up in a big way. But I am getting Scorpio here. Scorpio talks about this darkness that, like I said, we are all made of light and shade, yin and yang, positive, negative, feminine, masculine. It's all within us, regardless of what gender you are or identify with. Scorpio here talks about fears, the things that we have buried deep within our soul, recesses of our mind, and now it's time to heal that. Because when you do, because I feel like for the great majority of us, I want to be positive, like 98%, we're going to be kind of pushing through a barrier that we set in place for ourselves. But I am seeing expansion of who you are currently and who you want to become. I am seeing also ability to create and ability to manifest abundance, better opportunity, because this is the goddess of love and abundance after all. So materially and with connections, for some of you, either finding love, especially if it's that friend that kind of like declares their love for you. If that applies for you, well, then that is what that means. But otherwise, I'm just seeing self-love, like seeing yourself through a different lens and pushing past your fears. All right, now let's move on to the last portion of your spread with the pendulum. So if you have your yes and no question ready for me, then that's great. If not, pause this video and formulate a yes or no question. Please, I just want to note and remind you that you're not bound to whatever it is that you hear. This is if all things considered stay the same. Let's see what the outcome is for pile number 3. Is it a yes or no? Okay, it's a yes. It's not the biggest yes, but it's a fast yes. So what I'm hearing is kind of like it's going to happen quicker than you think, or it's going to be a little bit easier than you think. So I love that. I hope that was insightful and helpful for you. If you'd like an additional message for your own zodiac sign, I invite you to follow me over on IG, where I do a single card poll every single month for all zodiac signs. And with all that said, I'm wishing you lots of love, light, and abundance. And thank you so much for your visit, for your time. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Take care, pile number 3. Bye-bye.